3, 2, 1, click. This is Date With Us, a dating sim podcast where two lover girls, me, Kanisha,
and me, Claire,
date, mate, and rate cyber sweeties because every gamer needs a little love in their saves.
We're inviting you to join us for our digital debriefs about our pixelized paramours. Whether they're in visual novels, roguelites, or funky indie darlings, we'll dish on who we're romancing and if our choices really mattered.
It doesn't matter if you're here to get love, lust, or just the bus.
You'll get to know at least one worthwhile person. Yourself.
So, light some candles,
partake in a vice of your choosing,
and we'll give you the lowdown on the games to download.
That's like where we're starting the episode.
You need to leave it in. Yeah.
Not the whole story. That's irrelevant. Hello, dear listener. Welcome to Date With Us. My cousin ran in a marathon, but remember, the original marathon runner died. So you don't have to run a marathon if you don't want to. It's up to you.
He sacrificed himself, so we didn't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. We honor him by running marathons. And anyway, here we are. That third voice you hear in your beautiful little ear holes is the Drop In, Drop Out podcast network's Kayla from the JK Games podcast and all different parts of the internet. Kayla, would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Hello, hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. I also don't run. Hi, it's Kayla. I don't run. That's my intro. I do literally probably everything else except run. I am in lots of different places on the internet for everyone to see at my dismay. I'm just kidding. I consent to all of them. But me and Jerica have the JK Games podcast where we do like a video game book club format. Typically, we will cover like whatever game we're interested in. We also recently had Josh join us. So we have the three of us kind of going back and forth talking about our experience with games. We play a lot of indie games. That's like my personal passion is indie games. Obviously, every once in a while we'll play like the big budget AAA games, but my passion kind of lies in like the indie games, which is why I'm very excited for today. Foreshadowing. But we're wrapping up this week Life is Strange Reunion. So we played that. We play a mix of new releases and like backlog items. We did The Wolf Among Us recently. We also did Reanimal. So a little bit of everything over there. And we also are part of like you mentioned Drop In, Drop Out, which is our like broader network of gamers. And we have several podcasts under that umbrella. We started that about a year ago, and that's been really fun. We do literally a little bit of everything over there. We do news, we do tier rankings, we do all kinds of, the other day we did like the best Pokemon bracket. That was really fun.
Oh my God.
So lots of different fun things. And then I love to read. I've heard you guys talk about books before too. And I know, Claire, you love fan fiction. But I read a lot. I read about 150 books a year, which is insane. I know.
I see you do. Your bookcase game is making me super jealous. I'm like, I need to up my shit.
Well, any reading is valid, even if you only read one book a year. It's just as important as you read a million books.
I do think I see that ACOTAR color scheme in the background, though. Even with the blurred background, I'm spotting it.
Spot it. You might hear that come up later for sure. But I love to read. I have a book account on socials too. It's PalettesAndPages is my account. Where I post where I post about like cozy games and books. Like I like to do like book comparisons to games a lot. I don't really have one for the game we're talking about today yet, but I would love to find one. Sometimes it takes a while for me to like figure out what pairs with what as far as game and book.
Early pitch here. My very early pitch, and it's a stretch for Love Ghostie, is the 7-Year Slip.
Oh, I love that book.
Did you read that
I read
one?
it.
Yeah,
yes. I could see that.
Who wrote that? Yeah, Ashley Poston.
Yes.
Because she had written like Geekerella or something when I was like reading YA. And then I was like, wait, she wrote books for grown-ups? Like what?
Yes. And they're like a little spicy. They're not like super spicy, but they're like a little spicy. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I know that was kind of a lot, but that's all of my different like hobbies. I love talking about video games, obviously, and I love talking about books. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we're happy to have you.
I'm also so glad you picked this game.
Oh, yeah.
Kayla, is there anything else you want to say about your introduction?
No, I think that's it. That's about all I got.
Housekeeping for the episode, just really quick. It's May somehow. This episode is coming out at the beginning of May. So hello, you've made it to May, believe it or not. If you're looking for something to do on Monday nights, swing by the Claire After All Twitch stream where Kanisha and I will be playing Brindlewood Bay as run by my partner Danny with guest player Mom After All. So Tammy will be joining as an old lady to help us solve murder mysteries on Monday nights.
You're in for a hoot and a holler.
Oh my God, I love that. That's so funny.
We've got character art of all our old ladies, and we're ready to rock. So that, and then also, hello again. Yes, you're still here. You're still listening to Date With Us. If you enjoy it, consider rating and reviewing the show. If you don't, email us at hosts@datewith.us instead of tanking our ratings and let us know your feedback. Okay.
We'll bully you. Just kidding.
Well, it depends. It depends. Is your feedback good and valid? We'll be nice and thank you. Is your feedback mean and silly? Second guess yourself. Anyway, those are our big announcements. Kayla, I know we already made you talk a ton about yourself, but I would love to hear about specifically your dating sim related experience. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a first? What comes to mind when we talk about the genre?
You know, I was thinking about this question before coming on, and I really don't have a lot of experience, which is kind of fun that like this is my kind of like intro officially. There's a couple things I'll mention. Like, I do think that there are a lot of dating aspects in Stardew Valley, which I'm super big fan of. I don't know if you would necessarily consider it like a dating sim, but it's really fun, and I've spent so much time in it, like so much.
Heck yeah. Who's your preferred love interest in Stardew?
There's a couple. I really like Sebastian. I do think he's.
Oh my God.
I just think like there's something of. I love him, and then I always forget. Can you? I feel like I've attempted this. Can't you romance the little monster guy? What's his name?
Oh, Crocus?
No. Yeah.
Crocus?
Can you romance him? Because I feel like I've tried.
I feel like I genuinely am so mixed up in the fan fiction scape. I saw a drag performer perform as him once. It was wild. But yeah, I don't know if that's real or not, but I feel like the answer is yes. But I don't know. I think you can get him to move into your house. I don't know if it's like romance per se.
Yeah,
but
that's so funny that you're so into the fan fiction. You're like, I don't remember if that was like something I read or if that was real or like. Look, if you're listening, let us know if it's real.
Central, so we just Crocus is in the zeitgeist.
Exactly. So yeah, that definitely. I would say that's like if you're considering that's like my first. I would say I have like hundreds and hundreds of hours in Stardew on various platforms. And then I also played Date Everything when it came out last year. And it was so fun. We both played it, and like we got to do coverage for the Indie Game Awards last year, which was really fun. We got to be a part of like the voting panel. And so we got to play that for that. And so it was really cool. And I loved it. It's so much. I know you guys did like a whole episode on it. I didn't finish it, but
it's so long.
It's kind of long. Yeah.
So long. That was honestly our biggest
playing mid-episode.
Yeah. But it's fun. Like I love the art. I love the voice acting, like everything about that.
Did you have favorites?
I love the Dorian.
Yes!
I think Dorian was
yes! Dorian Truthers. Had to back up from the mic for that one.
Yes. I liked what was the name of the bed?
Betty.
I forget what the name
I
of
loved her too.
Betty. I loved her. She was a sweetie. And then I think that's all that comes to mind. Like
Matt Storm
directly.
And I are always fighting about Dorian versus Betty.
That's so funny.
As far as just who should edge out as best.
I need to take Matt's side. I know, but I love Miss Betty.
How many times have we broken up on the podcast?
Stop it. Claire's mine.
It's a will they, won't they, like... That's funny. And then last one I wanted to mention that isn't necessarily dating sim, but has some like really intriguing romance elements that like is the main reason why I really loved the game. Have either of you played Dispatch?
No, but I've heard so much.
I want us to, I maybe want to try to cover it at some point on the show, but at the very least, you have to play it, Kanisha. It's delightful.
You have to. It's really good. The romance, while there's only like really two romance. Actually, I think there's there's technically, I guess, 3 romance options, but the third one is just like to not, in a way,
I guess.
like a little bit. Yeah.
The third one is
I
like
guess.
your friends. And it's like, okay.
Lame.
I know what I'm here for.
But yeah, it's really good. And that's like the primary reason I was invested in the game was like some of those choices. And me and Jerica and Josh did like a whole like book club breakdown of that one too. And we all had like different thoughts on the romance option. So that was really fun to like do together. So that's kind of like my general experience, not super well versed in the genre. And yeah.
Awesome.
Well, it's been wonderful hearing so much about you. And now we're going to force you to share more. Claire and I have been going on a journey over our past 2 seasons, now into our 3rd season of falling in love with each other via the New York Times 36 Questions to Fall in Love with Anyone. And we're dragging you along. We are on question 15. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life?
Wow, that's so intimidating.
Okay, I think pitch that we should get an earnest one and a funny one.
Okay.
Because that way
like
you
that.
don't have to like, you can dig deep, but also it's okay if you're like, my greatest accomplishment is, I don't know.
I got out of bed this morning. I'm just kidding. Well, that is a good one.
Sometimes,
I mean,
in this economy.
And this economy is so real. I would say I'll go with my deep one first, like slightly deep, because like it's such a broad question, and there's so many like little things to be like proud of. But one of the things that like came out to me first when I read this, just being a little bit transparent, and I'm very like open about mental health and my personal journey on all of the things. But my greatest accomplishment of my life, I think, is deciding to go to therapy for the first time. And like, it seems small, but like, it was really tough for me to like make that, especially at the age I was only 19 when I decided to go for the first time, because I had like moved out. I was on my own. I was attempting to go to college, dropped out a semester later. But I think that was my, like, when I look back on like big moments that kind of like changed my life, that is definitely one that I think of, like the trajectory of like my learning how to take care of myself mentally. And like seeking that like outside help was something that changed the trajectory. And if I didn't do it, I don't think I would be anywhere near where I'm at today. And then I think for like my more casual one, like starting a podcast definitely like is a big accomplishment. It's hard, as you guys know, to like be consistent and to like put yourself out there on the internet. We were talking a little bit before the show, like we do our stuff live. So it's like kind of scary if you mess up, like, and then just in general, it's scary, like putting yourself out there. So I'm proud that we've done it and that I continue to do it. So that's my like bigger, deeper one and my like kind of fun one. So
yay.
Heck yeah.
That's both beautiful.
W therapy. You should all go.
We agree.
Turn up.
We agree. Therapy girlies.
Yes.
I think this is so annoying because the misandrist in me wants to be like, this is really annoying that this is what's coming to mind as my greatest accomplishment because it's related to a man in my life. But my partner had stage 3 colon cancer a bit ago, and that process and just being there and being supportive, and like he is currently in the clear and like things are looking really good, thank goodness. But there was, 6 to 8 months of time where he was in treatment, and it is probably the greatest accomplishment of my life that I kept my job and did what needed to be done and was able to be there for him and was like doing meetings from chemo and like, all these things. And even though I was not the person who was undergoing treatment, it was still really hard and felt like an accomplishment to like get through that period of time.
Yeah.
And then the more like, I guess not casual, but like internet fame related, all of us so internet famous. My like streaming career, a lot of the time that I've spent has been doing like charity streams and other stuff. And I just recently got my little pin from Tiltify where I hit $25,000 lifetime raised a bit ago. And
oh my
so it was just cool to open up the little thing and get the little pin, and it's like 25K lifetime. And I was like, wow,
that's
nice.
Amazing. Yeah, both of those are fantastic. Yeah, I can definitely understand like since it is you being there and like supportive of your partner, how it can seem like you know, he is the one that went through it. But like, that's really awesome that like you were able to do all that. So
yeah,
go
I felt
Claire.
very lucky at the time. I've since switched jobs, and I'm sure that my current job would also be supportive, but it still felt very tenuous and lucky that people were understanding and not shitty.
Yeah.
So many people are shitty. So
correct. Yes, for sure.
Well, yes, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I feel like I hate to be the person, but I am always the person that's like, here's a question, and I'm not going to answer it. But I think, like, you know, the way that I'm interpreting this question is like, what is your greatest accomplishment? Like, what do you really value about like something that you've done, or like about yourself and your approach to something? And I feel like there have been multiple times where I've just been like, screw it, I'm moving across the country for this thing that I want to do. Like, I moved to Chicago for school. I left Chicago to go to LA to work on a show. And then, like, the first time I left the country, I went by myself. I went to Spain. So just like that impulse and like honoring that impulse, that's like my greatest accomplishment. Honestly, it's my like parents' accomplishment. I have a really great relationship with them. And I think like I have a lot of like things I'm not very confident about, but I would not have like that kind of drive and like comfort just being like, you know what? Like, I want to do this and I'm going to do it if like, you know, they had not cared for me the way that they did. So it's a shared accomplishment, but I think that's it. Just being like able to recognize a desire and then really go after it. And that like, I feel that's the thing that makes me feel like proud every day, even when I'm really struggling. It's like, okay, like, yes, all these other things, but I'm really good at defining, like, figuring out what it is that I want and going to do that. So that's like my bigger one. My lighthearted one actually is related to going to LA. So I worked in a writer's room for a sketch show. I wasn't a writer, but I was like their little copy editor. And one of the lines that I pitched actually made it to air. And it was a line given to Tracy Ellis Ross. And it was funny. And she laughed and she said it. And that was my dream. I was like, I want to write something that makes it to air. And I did. So yeah, that's my not serious accomplishment. Yeah.
That's honestly so rad.
That is very serious, actually. I feel very serious.
Huge deal.
I love how you said, I pitched the question, I'm not going to answer it, proceeds to answer it in the most eloquent way possible.
Yeah. You're so good at like, you're like, okay, I understand that this is what the question says in words, but like, let's get at the crux of what this question is asking in the context of falling in love with someone and what I want to get into it. And I'm like, this is literally why I do the podcast with Kanisha, because she's so smart.
Aww. That's
okay,
so
so today was a win. Today was a success. Getting at Claire's cold tsundere heart. I will keep going.
I don't know if anyone has ever called me tsundere before, but I guess I'll take it.
I know that's actually not the right one. I'm gonna be Googling because I'm blanking on it right now, but I will come back with it 20 minutes later.
Incredible. I love it. Kayla, we've been talking a lot, I feel. So I would love to invite you to read the Steam description if you would like to for Love Ghostie. Because now we finally get to talk about the game.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
all of our intro.
That was so much fun though. I did mention when you asked me like, hey, what kind of dating sim would you like to play? Immediately I was like looking at my like Steam wish list, which is so long, like incredibly long. There's so many. And I was like, this would be perfect. I think it came out like fairly recently. Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
But here's the Steam description for Love Ghostie. Become a wholesome ghost matchmaker and grow relationships between the manor's residents. Gift items to lift their spirits, set them up on dates, and watch love bloom. Discover cute romances with a unique story between every pair of residents. How will love blossom in your manor? Love Ghostie is a cozy management game with tons of wholesome romance. As a cute ghost in a manor, it's your job to set up residents and help them find love. Ah, so cute.
Love Ghostie was developed and published by Janbeh Games. It was released on August 14th, 2024. It only costs $19.99.
Content warnings not applicable. And for real this time, I struggled to find anything too worthy of flying. So yay, love Ghostie.
Light mention of heartbreak from emo giraffe.
And death, I guess.
You
did
that's
something that a little bit of existentialism, but MBD.
The afterlife mentions. Yeah. But, comical.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's super wholesome and lighthearted. So for the most part, I would say.
Oh, yeah. Mechanics. I also think, is this our first matchmaking game on the show?
I think so.
Because,
that's fun.
I really enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun doing the little matching. And Kayla just mentioned in the Steam description, so we've got 12 residents as options, but every single one of those residents has a successful romance option with every single other resident. So the math on that, according to the game devs, is 66 unique combinations of couples with unique storylines. So you can spend all this time, you can pair up to 6 couples per playthrough, which requires playing at least 11 times in order to see all the content available. So the replayability on Love Ghostie is actually unreal, is what I feel like I learned. Because I played a first playthrough a couple months ago, maybe, when we picked this game, and then picked it back up a couple days ago and was like, dang, yeah, there's just a lot here that I still haven't seen. It's wild.
Yeah.
I can say I did not play it 11 times. I'm so sorry.
I did not either. I didn't make it.
Once I did the math on it, I was like, oh, permutations, let's go. And then I sat down and I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay for now.
Yeah.
I will finish it, but because it was actually so fun. But for the purpose of this episode, I was like, I have played enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's something that's actually really good about this game in terms of it's a $20 game. And I do feel like I will pick up this game at least a couple more times over the years that I will own it, where it's the kind of game that you can come back to and be like, oh, did I match these people together yet? And they have speaking of mechanics, they have a feature in the game's mansion setup that you have a little bulletin board that you can go to and see what you've already done and see what you haven't done yet. And so you're able to refer to that, which I love a cheat sheet so that I don't have to try to remember that over the course of months or years of playing the game.
Yeah, I agree. And I will say, this is maybe diving into the lore. This is more mechanic related. I do feel like they have a lot of accessibility options. In every single mini game, you can decide hey, do you want to slow it down? Go to the settings and you can slow it down. Do you need to see that again? You can go here to see it again. It's very much very casual, and you can definitely tweak whatever you need to fit your needs. If you miss something or you need to go back or you need to change the speed on really anything. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm realizing we should maybe say the setup of the actual game itself.
Oh yeah, probably.
So you are a little ghost. Game intro, you're a ghost, you died. Oh no. And then we have a mansion. Over the course of the game, you're able to expand and add extra rooms to your mansion. You start with 4, you can go up to 8.
I think so.
And then you are the little ghost that haunts the mansion. You've got an attic to yourself that some gifts and props will drop, as well as success tokens if you successfully pair people off and marry them. Nope. Move them out is what I was going for. And you have a little computer up there that you as a ghost are somehow able to use. And so you're able to, as Kayla was saying, there are mini games on the computer, and there are mini games within the chore system where you're able to assign the characters. There's a date that you can assign 2 of them to, a self-care situation, and then a chore for the house. And so you're able to go there and do all of those assignments. You're also able to steal items from the home and then give them to other people in the home as though they are secret admirers, or signing names of other residents. And you scam scammers on your email app. As Kayla was saying, it's a pattern. Yeah, it's a pattern. Patterns are flashing by in front of you, and then you click to stop them. And so, Kayla said, you're able to slow that down if you're I actually would like to be good at this game and not have it be random or whatever. One mini game is Minesweeper, and one mini game is Plinko.
Yes. I think that's all the mini games, I think.
It took me a long time to realize that those mini games existed in the options, because I really focused on every 3 days you're able to unlock more things based on what you've done. The ghost shop lady who taught you how to be a ghost shows up.
Ghostina.
Ghostina, thank you.
Tea.
Thank you.
We love Ghostina. She's so
Her hair is
sassy and I
perfect.
love her. She's so good.
She's like, yeah, get on our level. We're actually watching these people, and that's our sport. And
Yeah.
you're like, what?
I was like, my brain, I usually love like a psychological game. I was like, what is this trying to tell me? Like, and there is like a little like I'm not going to say anything now for avoiding spoilers, but like there is like a little epilogue where you kind of like get a little bit about what kind of is going on. It's still very lighthearted, but yeah, I was like, they're watching them in a theater. This is so interesting, like on their dates. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, at the end of each day, you go to a movie theater with Ghostina and many other ghosts and watch how the date that you pitched on the chore board works out.
Which is how I hope the afterlife works.
Right?
Honestly, yeah.
I need that.
I'm a nosy girl until the afterlife. Like I want to know what's up.
Yeah,
even
nosy
then.
all the way down, honestly.
Yeah.
And then in the movie theater, I need to make sure we mention this. In the movie theater, there are different levels of success for your dates. So you could have a bad date, you could have a good, fine, neutral date, or you could have a special date, which is like those dates were designed for those specific characters. And so there's like a little special scene that happens. If you get a special date or like a great date like that, all of the ghosts at the end will float up out of their seats and you'll see their little ghost booties because they draw a little ghost butt.
Oh my God.
And they applaud. And I was like,
It was so cute.
I was overwhelmed at the ghost butts. I was like, what?
They're so cute.
Adorable.
All the little ghosts are cheeked up.
Stop.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get that many special dates, but when I did, I was
That's
like,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're
That's so
definitely
cute.
rare. Worth it every time for the little ghost butts.
I do think like one thing that I found a little difficult at times, because I am like the type of person when I play a game, like I am pretty stubborn with like some of my like things that I'm doing. And so it's energy based. Also, I don't think we mentioned that. Like you do only get a certain number of like points that you can use as your little ghostie to like spend on whatever it is that you're doing. So like stealing an item costs energy, going on dates costs energy. For the longest time, like at first, I was very focused on like the gifting mechanic. And I was like, okay, like this would, and I honestly, I don't know if you guys were like this, but I was like, this would look great in their room.
Yes!
Like I've got, which isn't necessarily how you're supposed to play the game. Like it's somewhat, yes, like it works. Also, there's a decorating like thing you can unlock where you can like move this stuff around. And like, I do think it left a little bit to be desired. Like I wish I could like more freeform decorate and like move their rooms around, but also like, that's not the point of the game. But yeah, I focused a lot on gifting at first. And then I was like, okay, I need to actually send them on dates and like do things together. So yeah.
Yeah, my butt was like a chore board, assignments, management. Let me get in there.
Yeah.
Let me see the spreadsheet. Let me look at the little olive qualities. Have I cracked if this quality has this person yet? Let me go test it out. Like I
my
love a
gosh.
management game, and I definitely got
Me
sucked
too.
into that aspect of it like so fast. And I was like, wait, hang on. What is the story? What is happening? Who are these people?
Yeah.
Who do I ship them with? Because they give you a long time. So as we start to shift into world lore plot, they give you a long time to like experiment with folks, and they sort of trigger or like tip you off to that a couple different times with a couple different people being like, actually don't worry too much about like attaching people together. We're gonna give you the option to like commit to that or not. You're not gonna like accidentally stumble your way into moving someone out together, which I thought was nice because I definitely the first playthrough I was like, but I don't want to accidentally match this person with someone. What if I don't like that matchup? And like because they make it clear that like no matter who you match up, it'll probably be fine as long as you're like paying attention along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Low stakes, I would say.
Low stakes.
Like it's definitely how it feels. Like, but I didn't necessarily get that at first either, because I don't like they do a good job of like through your environment, because also like the characters will walk around to each other's room like on their own. And so sometimes I got the vibe, and this is where I like when I said I was very stubborn sometimes in games, where I was like, no, you don't need to talk to that person. You're not with them. Like like they would try to like, because also you can read their diary in their room, which I think is really cool. And you can kind of see like what their individual vibe is. And I felt very much like I was playing The Sims sometimes, where I was like, I wanted to pick them up and be like, no, bestie, you can't talk to him. Like, you're not with him. So yeah, I think that's funny that they can still naturally have conversations, but you're right, Claire. It doesn't like really affect if you want a certain outcome, like you can get that outcome basically.
And like they give you the option too, as in that every couple of days, like you get tokens based on how you've been doing, how you've been matching people and stuff, and you can spend those. And one of the things you can spend those on is like they give it a little music sign, but it's like a little pattern that you can unlock to do with your like joystick that will let you like interact with the residents. And so one of them is like a ghostly whale, and you can learn how to do that, and then you can go into the room where the two people that you don't want to be talking are talking, and then do your little ghostly whale, and they'll just separate.
Yes. Yeah. I loved that so much because I love like I'm very into like paranormal stuff and like ghost and like anything like this is like also just my thing. And so I was like, oh yes, a little spooky ghost mechanic.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Giving Casper in a way that I like, I feel like.
Yes.
It's like the ghost itself, very wholesome, but also is still a scary experience that's happening to these people. Like,
yes. And it is funny how they like low key start picking up on it also. Like they'll be like, wait, did you hear that? Or they'll be like, where did this come from? Like stuff moved around in my room. And so how funny would it have been if this like turned into a horror game? Like all of a sudden, they're like, and then you're just like hunting people and like,
all of a sudden one of them turns into a ghost hunter. Like
they break out a Ouija board and they bring you back to life.
The new game. Please give me the update with that.
Yes, DLC.
Anything else we want to say before we list our 12 dateables?
I think that there's a good amount of characters, but I do wish that there was a little bit more, like, no spoilers on the plot, but I wish there was a little bit more consequences. I know it's like supposed to be low stakes, like intentionally. It feels like it's very cozy and very vibey, but I kind of wish like if you had a bad date, like it would affect things a little bit more. But we can also talk about that later when we talk about romance options. But there's a couple of things that I feel like would have been good ads, but also like I still think it's very independently really well done. I was surprised that there wasn't like, ooh, you gave them a wrong gift and they didn't just not like it, but like they actually hate you now. Sorry.
Yeah, I do think they could have gotten away with a little bit more negative impact.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, the vibe of this game is
it's true,
no negative impacts.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, it's very intentional, it seems.
But I wouldn't have minded it. Or like even because they have so many like approachability settings, I almost wonder if they could make like matchmaker difficulty settings, like matchmaker hard mode or something.
That's like, a good point. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, because I love the world. It's so
it's so
all of
cute.
them are little animals, we should say. I don't know if we said that out loud yet.
No.
Every dateable is not no humans in this world. The dateables are all different anthropomorphized animals, which we will tell you about now. How do we want to tell them about them?
Should we all say our favorite first?
Yeah, actually, let's start there.
I said that, but I haven't actually decided which one.
I think Gerard is my favorite.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
I think no one is surprised.
Yeah. I messaged Claire and I was like, wait, I just made the best pairing that is like us. And it was Gerard. And then I think I would have been Amy.
Oh my god, you are a little inventor cat.
Stop.
That's really funny.
That's so cute.
Tag yourself, actually. I'm sad emo boy.
Well, Amy's she's a hamster, I thought. What is she?
Oh my god, you're right. She's a cat in my head, but she is absolutely a hamster. Because Mina is a cat.
Mina is
a little cutie cat. But Amy in my head is also a cat, but you're absolutely right. Amy is a hamster. Gerard the giraffe.
Yeah.
Felix.
The elephant.
The elephant.
Oh my god, he's so cute. I think
so
he's me,
cute.
actually.
Nice. Oh, so fun. What a chill vibe.
Yeah.
Amy the hamster. Sky the polar bear. Mina the cat. Camille the chameleon. Wobbles the penguin.
Yes.
Apollo the tiger. Beepo the robot. Calathea the Calathea plant. Noir.
Sheep?
What?
Sheep?
Sheep? Yes, she's a black sheep. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's the bit. Noir the black sheep. And Olin?
It's a little frog. He's
Frog.
a little
Prince
frog.
Frog Prince. Frog Prince.
We have the same birthday, fun fact, according to the little character sheet.
Oh, that's right. They all have like their birthdays and their signs and stuff, which I think is really fun.
Cute. Yeah. I will say, for the record, Wobbles was my absolute favorite because Wobbles is so cute, but her personality is that she's such a little klutz.
Yes. I relate to her so hard in that way. Oh, and then also, like, I'm curious which ones you guys picked first, because like you can choose and it's not really clear in the very beginning, like if you're stuck with these people, like, or like what the plan is, but like you had to pick 4 to start with. I love Beepo. First of all, I think Beepo is my favorite. It's giving Wall-E vibes.
Yeah.
And I love them. They're amazing. I picked Beepo and I had Beepo, Apollo, Wobbles, and Noir as my first 4. Ooh. That was my first 4. Yes. And I love them.
I felt so upset, actually, that they did not signal to me a little more that your first 4 are going to be the first 4 you say goodbye to.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, no. Because I picked like Gerard, Noir, Calafia, and either Camille or Beepo. I don't remember. Because I thought maybe Gerard and Noir at first, but actually I ended up going Gerard and Calafia, which as we get into who we shipped, I actually quite shipped them.
Oh. I feel like I went in with the opposite mindset because I was like, I'm going to pick the ones that I think like I won't want to be playing with for that long.
See, which was smart. That was smart.
But I did end up really liking them. So,
yeah.
I did Felix, Sky, Mina, and Camel. And Felix and Sky actually were like perfect for each other. Like I was like, oh, I'm doing this shit. Like these people need me like, but they don't. To be deeply in love. But I was so proud of that match.
Their ship has got to be peak like chilling out.
Yes. I was like, you guys just need to vibe, but like you push just like the very tiniest push. Like sometimes Felix might want to sit outside, and that's okay. Like, I really understood them. It was also fun, too. I felt like it was a good bunch because I got really acquainted with the idea of, like, oh, some people, like, I don't have to have, like, pairs all the time. Like, they can I can either try to wait and match them, or I can just cycle them out, and it's okay. They grew a lot. And so it really affected like how I played like my later sets of characters too. So I really enjoyed that.
I have a question. Can you, because I kind of did play where I like always had a pair and they left to get, can they leave on their own? Like, is that possible? Oh, okay. I never did that.
If you max out, I believe, like, I forget what they actually call this stat, but they do have like a little self-actualization stat.
I think it's just happiness.
Yeah, I think it is happiness. Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
If you max out that stat and like their room gets fully decorated, then they'll just be like, yeah, I'm good now. And you can choose to let them leave.
Okay.
Who did you do that with?
I'll have to fact check myself later, but I want to say I let Olin leave because I was like, you just needed to improve.
Yeah, you needed to do some self-work.
Bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I was like, I'm not happy seeing you with anyone, and that's okay.
Nope. Slay. Yeah, I didn't do that with any of them, but I also kind of low-key, and this is maybe like some foreshadowing to how I played the game, but there were times where, and I'm trying to think of like what pairing it might have been, because it's leaving my mind right now, but like there was times where I forced some stuff where I was like, listen, it's very clear that you're not necessarily meant for each other, but I'm making it work. Damn it. Like, I was like, I'm seeing this through, which is so funny that you guys mentioned that Kenesha, you mentioned that you feel like you and Claire are Gerard and Amy, because that's who I shipped together. I put them together and they were, I think, my favorite couple. we'll talk more about that.
I'm gonna have to do their match now.
It's cute.
I'm like, what?
It's cute.
Really cute.
Oh, who was it? Oh, I was trying to make is it Calathea? Yes, Calathea and Olin work. And it was just like not vibing. And I just made it work. I was like, you're both green. You're both green. Like you've got it like I don't know. I was like, your vibes match. Like something about the vibe. And a plant. But then I was like,
aesthetically, a plant and a frog.
It's like cute. Yeah. And so then I was just like, you know what? Whatever. It's happening. And yeah, and then I felt bad for like Sky because he's just like a little sad boy, the little polar bear guy. But I'm trying to remember who I ended up putting him with because I think I put him and Camille together. I think that sounds right. Yeah.
I did Sky and Beepo, which actually ended up being super cute because, minor spoilers, Sky is a secret painter. That's Sky's like stress relief activity, and Beepo is a deep appreciator of art.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sky won't show Beepo any of his paintings, and that is where the relationship starts.
Oh my god, that's so cute. That's really cute.
Story. Yeah. And I do feel like, as we're sort of hinting at here, some of these stories and these matches are like really good, really cute, and some of them are like, okay,
yeah,
you guys did want to write a game where every single person could be matched with every single person, and like I think that's the point of the game, so I don't have like a lot of critique there, but I do wonder what it would be like if I would enjoy it more or less if it was like, no, there are some wrong answers. Like some people are not meant to be together. Or if maybe it's a good message to be like, actually everybody could make it work. You just have to figure out how to make it work with these people, and like maybe it's not the best relationship you've ever been in, but like you can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not to make mean, it sounds like a way bigger game, but I do think there's room for like both. I think it goes back into that matchmaking difficulty you pointed out, because I do think it would have been really fun and added like thematic weight to like have to work through having made a wrong match in the house, and then like it would be nice if they could come back if they wanted, like if they could request to come back and try with like a different set of people, you know?
Yeah.
But it sounds like a much more complicated game in terms of social links. I get,
Well, that's true.
Me trying to like problem solve for a middle ground on like the back end portion of it, where I'm like, I wonder if there's some sort of something that could happen where there's just like an extra hurdle if the paired like couple has an opposing trait.
Yeah.
Like where it doesn't have to be everybody.
That's a good point.
You know, there's like there are lots of traits that are like complex and simple, playful and serious. And so like if a pair had one of those like conflicting traits, it would be cool to see. Like to see a date where they talk about that, or to see like a moment where they, you know, they deal with that or confront it or lose points because of it. And then you actually have to like rebuild the relationship for longer to get past that, because it is harder to get on well with someone who has completely opposing vibes.
Yeah.
But
that feels very Kaichu of you. I'm like, oh yes, they need a Mekachu. They need like an external, like an external
they need to
conflict.
be tested.
Oh god.
Also, yes, I agree. And I think it would have been fun to do double dates also.
Yes.
Like imagine you can send 4 of them, and also like I looked it up. This is this dev's first game ever also. So like there's so much more room.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I would like to see more immediately, actually. Thank you.
And I had like a thought, because at the end too, you can see like when you move a couple out or move anyone out, their little plushie like is at the top in your attic. Like you have a little memento. Oh, it's so cute. And there's like space on the end where they might add more characters, it seems like. I was like thinking like, but yeah, it would have been cool if they had like a double date mechanic. And like I feel like you could do a lot with that, where you could add like almost like jealousy, like if someone's with like someone else that you like. So I just think there's so much room with this that you could like continue to go. Not to say that like I don't think it's like good as it is and like still really fun and entertaining, but I feel like I was like seeing as I was playing like, oh, it'd be really cool if like this was a thing. Like I don't know. That was kind of how I felt too, especially with the like, because early on I mentioned like it would be interesting if there was like a heart decrease, like a relationship decrease mechanic. But yeah.
Yeah, or even stagnation. Like,
Yeah.
if it started, which can sometimes piss me off in games where it's like, you didn't talk to this, speaking of The Sims, like, you didn't talk to this person for X amount of time, and now your relationship has actually gone down.
Yeah.
But I always end up having beef about the exact timing of those where I'm like, I cannot talk to a friend for 2 years and we talk and it's fine.
Yeah.
But I do think there's like something there. I think also what's occurring to me as all of us are like so excited with ideas to make like a bigger game or more game or more Love Ghostie is like clearly we're all invested in this world.
Yeah.
Like clearly we're all like they've done something really, really right here that like all of us are like, but what if more game actually? What if
That's a really
more
good point.
game? Which I think is super cool, especially for someone's like first game. And they are clearly already trying to think about like replayability and like those different ways that people can pick up the game and play it differently. And so like even having a new game plus in a game like this, like I was not expecting this like small indie game to have a new game plus. And even though it's not like the most, you know, feature heavy new game plus, like it is still the ability to like carry over things I've learned. I can also like, you can use those relationship points to fast forward certain relationships. Like if you got someone really far along in the last one, but you actually matched them off with someone else, but you really want to see them this time, you can pay a certain number of relationship points into your little like bulletin board, and it'll be like, okay, cool, actually we ship them now, here they are back up to 3 hearts, like go off. Which I do love, as like you don't have to re-watch every single thing to get every match, because I don't think I could deal with that really.
That's tolerable for sure.
One thing we didn't mention was the like, I love the cute little like intro comics for each character.
Yes.
Like those were so cute. It felt very like reality show, like Big Brother like energy, where it was like, you're a new person has entered the villa, and it was like
a
very
new
like,
bombshell
has entered the villa, a new ghostie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I loved that, and I thought it was so cute. And I was like, oh, I actually low-key would read like a whole graphic novel in this art style because it's so cute.
Yeah.
And so I loved those little moments where it was like introducing each character.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something this game does too. I'm glad you brought up like the reality shows. It made me think a lot about Terrace House, of just like a really calm and cool, and like watching like adults kind of just like cohabitate, you know, mostly harmoniously in the world of this game, harmoniously. And I feel like it like tapped in.
Not always harmoniously.
Not always. They have
most
conflict.
Beginning relationships, like Calthea gets electrocuted with Amy. Gerard gets like knocked out from something at one of them, because I know the character animation goes sideways, which is so funny, because you see all these scenes and they don't do that much, and then that one he just turns sideways.
Yeah, that was really funny.
I guess without like catastrophic conflict.
Yeah, there's no real consequences, but bad things happen.
I just think it's like really pleasant, like it's a pleasant vibe to watch, and I feel like there's like a yearning for that, and it felt good to have this game kind of like fill that gap a little bit, because I feel like there's not, you know, post like college, there's not a lot of opportunities to live with or near so many people in this way. And you know, it was nice to engage with that, but without that collegiate or student or like super young person vibe as well. So it felt like something not super common, but kind of a retreat, like it was for a lot of the guests too.
I agree.
Yeah, it seems like they made an environment like like in the world of the game. The manor is a living situation that is very like, where conflict is very safe, which means that it stays pretty small, where like those interactions will be like minor, something will go awry, someone has wronged someone else, they are full of empathy about it, they have written in their diary about how upset they are that they've wronged this person, and you already know that by like the second, you know, if you get their heart up one more time, the next interaction is almost certainly going to be the person who wronged the other person apologizing for the wronging, and then something cute will happen. And like, that's kind of the formula for the like beginning of some of the relationships. Like some of them hit it off naturally, whatever. But like those ones where it's like, I think about Amy because she's always doing some kind of experiment, and then like the experiment will go awry, and then it's like, wait, I have to fix it. And then like she usually does. But yeah,
I really enjoyed reading like their journal entries a lot because I'm just like, oh, you're so tormented. And sometimes it was really like informative about like how much of the reaction that they held back too, or like I know I had a few moments where a character gave something and one person was just like, oh, thank you, and ran off, but then they had like this long diary entry about like, oh my gosh, I actually got this thing and I was so excited but I didn't know what to say. I think Wobbles did that a lot.
That's so cute.
So
I
it
love
was
Wobbles.
just really cute to like explore their interiority like that, because like yes, it is like a little romance like matchmaking game, but like it's really fun to watch the characters themselves grow too. And I like that part of developing these relationships wasn't really forgotten.
Yeah, 100%.
Ghostina is big on the personal development of the manor.
Yes.
Manor dwellers, of like being very pro, like the reason why we matchmake, the reason why we're here is actually just to make these people like better people, rather than like everyone needs love. It's more like, no, we want these people to like grow during their time here,
which I think is cool and like multi-layered, because it's like, yeah, like there is like a benefit to being in like a relationship with someone, but I think like some of my couples left and they were just like, yeah, we're having fun together. Like it wasn't super like dramatic, like we're gonna be together for the rest of our lives, and like you're the only reason that I'm here, like all of that you can sometimes get, which is still valid and like realistic, but I do like that it is pretty like simple. And a lot of the games, especially like I forget what it's called, but the Minesweeper, the self-care game, like I do like how they gamified it, but they were like, you had like a bad day or like a triggering event almost, like in that little Minesweeper game. Intrusive thought, that's what it was. Yes. And I thought that was interesting.
Are intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, which is so cute.
And real.
Yeah. And very real. Yes. Very real.
So cute. I'm being attacked.
Yes. Send help. Self-sabotage.
I really like too, like part of the matchmaking I felt for me was like, I don't know if it's metagaming it a little bit, but you know, like matching the right characters to the right tasks too. Like the game kind of like urged you along in terms of, oh, we see you're kind of developing this relationship, or like, you know, by kind of like reading the offered bulletin board options a little bit closely. We can kind of see like, oh, okay, there's not like a double date, or there's not a date option for Gerard today. I'm gonna like stick him here because he like is this and would enjoy this like self-care activity a bit more.
Yeah.
So
Gerard needs to do the do nothing, don't feel bad about it task.
Yeah.
While someone else is going on a date.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that also, and some of them are really cute too, especially if you like, were like, I just want to see this character do this. Like, I feel like I had Beepo bake, and Beepo, at first people was like, what the heck? But then I think like the measurements and that aspect of needing to be exact for baking like worked out, and it was like a good positive experience, for him. And so things like that, are just really fun to watch.
I think it's interesting because, like, again, coming back to a little bit of a critique here, but some of the writing feels so tied to the characters, and that's what those like special dates feel like and things like that. And then sometimes I noticed like certain repeat dates, regardless of who they were, had like the same dialogue, which that part really kind of took me out of it a little bit. And I totally, like, no judgment, I get why you would do that. It's a big ass game, and like having some of those things just be like standard for some of the dates, if it's just the mid situation, like I get it. But it did, like, when I noticed it, you know?
I agree.
I found myself like reasoning it out a little bit, like, oh, okay, so this must be what it looks like to have a fine date between like a ambitious character and a nice character, you know, like things like that. Like it, the logic of it showed through a little bit more clearly. Which just like broke the immersion only a tiny bit, or, you know, bit.
For sure. I think that like I think I could boil down like my critique into that almost as just like a little bit more variability. I think it could have helped a lot just in general on like some of the dates, some of the like dialogue. Like I do think there was some really great dialogue during like some of the interactions and some of the characters in some of the diary entries. But I think, yeah, it would have been nice to have a little bit more variability in options and like I almost wish, and this would have been a lot, like a heavy lift, but I almost wish we got dialogue options for some of the characters. Like we could choose maybe some of the conversation instead of it being pre-scripted. I think that would have maybe added a bit to it. But again, I know that's like, I'm not a developer, so I don't actually know, but I imagine that would be a big lift, so.
Now we've already started, but we're going into spoiler land, folks.
Yeah.
We're going to get into who we romanced, who we shipped, what we saw, what we didn't, what we want to see, and what character development we felt happened. But first, I must mention there was a journal thing that I don't remember who wrote it, but it was about Gerard. And they were like, Gerard is not okay. He's not okay. He's not okay.
Oh
and I was like,
gosh.
Wow. So I do appreciate the little jokes that they put in there for the emo heads.
Yeah.
I like that all of Gerard's journal entries either had like a song lyric or a pun on like someone's name. I wanted to I was like, I have to send all of these to Claire, but then I was like, I can't. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
Did you guys see
Screenies.
In some of the dates, like the funny like video game references in the background? Like there was like one date where there was a poster in the background that was like a Legend of Zelda. Like I forget it was like a joke, and I forget what it was, but there was like a lot of punny like things in the backgrounds of the dates. There was whichever date you do like the board games on, there was board games on the floor, and there was a Monopoly box that just said capitalism on it.
Yes,
It was
I did.
so
Good.
I was dying. It was so funny. And then like I did do a little bit of research, and I didn't play this option, but because I wanted to see, like, I was like, okay, I want to know like everything. I don't think I'm gonna have time to play this all 66 matches before this episode. But apparently, tell me if you guys saw this, but there's some dialogue where you can find out that apparently like Olin used to be a human? Question mark?
Yes. I didn't play that match.
Yes, I want to hear about that.
I don't remember who the match is with. Do you, Kanisha? Is it Amy? Because it's like someone who's like, I'm gonna figure this out.
I think it was Amy. And I wanted to keep going with that one, but I just looked and I lied to you guys. I did. So I did send Olin, because you too, like, if you don't know like what to do with a person, you can buy a ticket and send them on vacation. So I did send Olin on vacation for like 2 days, which is how I learned you could just kick them out. But I ended up matching Olin with Apollo. And I think Apollo didn't seem very curious about it. But I think it was Amy who was like, that is weird. Say more about having been a human. Yeah.
And then like in that relationship, she keeps pursuing it, and eventually he's like, Amy, I'm actually happier like this. And like I'm good actually. And like it's cool that you want to figure it out. And like it was something along that line of like her being like really invested in trying to solve it, and him being like, I'm not actually a problem to be solved. Like I've investigated what I need to here, and like I'm good, which I thought was super interesting from this like kind of shithead prince perspective of like turning that around a little bit. But
that's cool.
Yeah, I did think it was really interesting that it was like, because Claire was like, there's no way I can't follow this story right now, because you have to tell me if Olin's going to be a human again.
Yeah,
because
like
also
a random
you have
human?
now told me that we're in a world with humans. What is happening? What is the lore? And like, so then I'm like on Deddit, which I don't even think we've said the word Deddit yet, which is the Reddit equivalent that you can go to on your computer with your little emails and everything else, where you can go to Deddit and see. And like, that's also the place where, God bless the devs, like put in every question you could possibly have, including like, I skipped the tutorial, but I forgot how to play the game, like, which I love, because it's like, I could totally see myself 2 years from now loading in and skipping the tutorial and then being like, fuck, I don't actually know how to play this game. Like, there was a quick overview.
There was one forum like in the beginning that was like, because part of the tutorial is they give you like an apple and you have to gift it someone. And in the Deddit, it's like, I sold my apple before I was supposed to gift it. What do I do? It was really funny.
I
things like that were so good.
I sold my apple, by the way, and then you get an achievement. Because I was like, I need to buy a gift. And you, Ghostina gives you like a fake apple, I think, and that's what you end up gifting. But yeah, I panicked.
That's like so funny. Because there was like a joke about it in the Deddit, which I love, like games that are like self-aware like that a little bit. I just think that's it feels like fourth wall breaky in like a fun way.
Oh yeah.
And
the games, capitalism, and then I think the game of life was just alive.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, where it's like, what are we doing here? It's perfect.
But I want to know more about like Ghostie, like, because do they ever name you or do they just call you Ghostie? I think you're just Ghostie, right? I think.
So.
Yeah, I think you're just Ghostie, but you can get different little hats.
Yes. Oh my God, the hats are very cute. And then I got an achievement for like watching a date with a hat on, and I was like. Yep. I do think there's a lot of like really cute, like fun achievements, but yeah, I want to know, like, I wish Ghostie, like you had your own journal where you could like read and be like, what are you thinking? There are some like brief, like existential moments when you're first talking to Ghostina, you're like, wait, I'm dead. What? How did I die? And then you ask Ghostina, you're like, wait, so you're dead? And like she insinuates that like she's died multiple times. Like it's a very interesting, like, that's why I think this would be, I would love like a graphic novel of lore about this world. Like I think that would be really interesting to have like that additional context.
He's so cute. Yeah, give me Ghostina's graphic novel.
Yeah. Absolutely. Give me the prologue, the lore. I would love that.
If anyone, would we like to talk about in our, like, we're now to the section where we get to gush if we'd like to. I know we touched a little bit on some of the matches.
I would just like to say really fast that my favorite pairing was Wobbles and Noir. I loved them so much. And I don't know why, like they were my first couple that I picked. And I got kind of mad because I was paired them up and they had a special date and it was so cute and I loved it and they were vibing. And right before, they're almost at like max hearts where like they're like getting ready to like move on to the next stage of their relationship. And tell me why I go to Noir's journal and she's like talking about Apollo. And I was like, what?
That makes me so mad when that happens.
Focus.
Like, what is going on?
Apparently, like, I don't know what happened. They somehow had like a natural conversation. And this was before I had the ghost power to like sing.
Yep.
And she turns around and she was like, and she goes to her journal. And I was like, what? Wobbles is obsessed with you. Why are you doing this to her? Like, I'm so confused. And then Noir was like, Apollo's so oblivious. Like, he doesn't even know like how much I like him. And I was so upset. I almost like didn't pursue the rest of the relationship. But I loved most of their stuff together. Like their dates were so cute. Like, because like Wobbles is so like, she's very klutzy and they go on a date. I forget where it was. Was it the coffee shop? There's like a coffee shop date. And she accidentally like drops her coffee cup. And Noir's like, it's okay. Like everything's fine. Like very reassuring to her. And yeah, I loved them together. And my other favorite pairing was Beepo and Apollo. Because I loved them together. And because Beepo is very much like they're very much like in the observing part. Like they're like, oh, I want to see like all of this happening. And Apollo's very like, one of his traits was being so friendly and being very like open and like chatting it up. And so I feel like Beepo learns a lot from Apollo, and I really liked their dates where they went to, I really loved the comic convention date. It was really cute. I sent them on like a comic convention date, and Beepo was like so intrigued. And Apollo, I'm like, because you can they come with like these like traits that they already have, but you can kind of like give them. One thing we didn't talk about is like you can make them have different traits. And so he was kind of a nerd, and mine Apollo was, and I loved their.
Wait, you can make them have different traits?
Yeah, I think they learned, right? Like it said like it would say like Apollo learned casual, like that. I feel like maybe that's not like learning.
Unlock.
It's like we
unlock.
Yeah,
okay. That's that's more of how it was.
I was like, hang on.
Yeah, maybe it was more like you're uncovering. That makes more sense. Like you're uncovering.
He's revealed that.
Yes. Yeah. That makes more sense. I don't feel like that was super clear, but that makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I took Camille and Sky to the Comic-Con comic convention. And Camille is a celebrity.
Oh.
Yes. That's
because
what
they
I was
cosplay.
gonna say. I took Camille and Beepo, and Beepo was like lit. Beepo was like, wait a second, because you talked about Beepo earlier, like loves like art and like seeing people, and so that they ended up being my OTP because of that. Because I think that was a special date for them, because it was just like, I think Camille too like was trying to be nonchalant about it. Beepo was like, no, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Camille is so shy at Comic-Con or at the convention, and it's like, what are you doing? You're literally so good at this. Like,
I didn't even think about Camille and Beepo is such a good pairing. I'm jealous that I didn't do that. I kind of want to go back and do that because they seem very complimentary to each other.
I did have so many of your pairings. Like, I'm like, oh, that's that pairing that like I got like 2 hearts in or something, and then like in the 11th hour like switched up. So it's like very interesting to hear, because I'm like, oh, I should have kept going or something like that.
Which is so fun.
Yeah.
I think that's so fun and that just goes to show how much replayability this game has. Like now I'm already like just talking to you guys, want to go boot it back up and be like, actually, let me do this instead. I'm curious, like did either of you play the new game plus? Did you try it yet?
I started it. Yeah.
I started.
And do you like, I know it said, I read that it keeps like the stats and stuff like that, but does it like erase their prior knowledge, or do you just like go back in with like a blank slate and you get to like try all the pairings again? Is that kind of how it works?
I think so.
Or different pairings?
All still in your bulletin board where you can like.
Oh, yeah.
You have a memory board. Like I think the bulletin board is in the community room, and then this one's in the kitchen, your memory board.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which it looks like a chalkboard instead of a bulletin board.
That's cute, actually.
Like the taped up little, if you've finished a relationship, it'll be where you can go back and look at the little like taped up photo of their like, and you have to go there to see the epilogue of the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see their actual last scene, you go to the little memory board and you see what the situation is. And then in New Game Plus, you can go there to spend relationship points to like reactivate old relationships. So like if you did have 2 hearts between Camille and Beepo and you don't want to deal with making that again, you can go use your relationship points, spend it, and then they will already be at 2 hearts.
That's right.
So you can just keep going from there.
That's nice.
So,
yeah,
it's a nice little like quality of life thing for getting through the game. And then they do give you the option, as many games do, to like push a button on your controller that'll skip entire scenes. If you're like, I've already seen this one or whatever, you can kind of skip it.
That's good.
It's just fun.
I'm trying to figure out who my OTP is, but I don't know.
When I was like because I just did another one just now because I'm silly, but it's funny because Ghostina, like I skipped the like little cutscene, and Ghostina's like, "Oh, you died before? Like, okay then." Like it's just a little things like that. Yeah. I feel like I don't know. Like I'm looking at my list. I'm wondering like if you guys want to rank. If you remember your relationships, if you want to rank them. Because I'm like, now that I can see all of them this playthrough, I'm like, which one was the most fun?
I also like to hear about favorite or least favorite characters too.
Yeah.
I feel like Mina was the character that I was the least interested in.
I think Mina is also mine, or Calathea. I just didn't vibe with her super well. Like, I don't know what it was, but like, I feel like maybe because I was
Calathea.
Really? Maybe because
I fuck with her heavy.
Maybe I was trying to force her like into relationships that weren't working for her, and that was my issue. But like, I don't know. I think she was also like at one of my last like residents that came in. So maybe I was like just not like paying as close attention to her. But I didn't dislike any of the characters, actually. I would just say like her and probably Mina as well. Like I just didn't feel as much like attachment to. But yeah, favorites definitely, like I mentioned earlier, like Wobbles. I loved Wobbles. I love Gerard, and I love Beepo. But I think Beepo's like my number one. I don't know why. I just love Beepo.
You gotta.
Yeah.
I am looking at the relationships that I did in my first playthrough, and I am surprised at myself. This is actually really funny. Felix and Mina.
Interesting.
Ended up being kind of cutie. Amy and Olin, because as I said, I needed to follow through the human situation. Yeah. Noir and Camille, because they had a very cute shared love of like garments, like fashion.
Yeah.
And so, but with the cosplay stuff, that was interesting. Peepo and Sky with the art stuff. Apollo and Wobbles.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And I think my OTP, Gerard and Calathea, at least to start. But Gerard, I just love Gerard so much that I'm like, I actually just want to see all of Gerard's endings with everyone because he's so freaking emo. The thing that sold me on Gerard and Calathea is in their first or second interaction, he's like trying to be like telling her about his sadness with his like poems and his song lyrics and stuff, and she literally says to him like, if you're going to be an emo boy about it, can you please just talk? If you want to talk about it, can you please just talk about it? And I'm like, yes, like, yeah, I took a screenshot of it because I was like, I need to remember this absolute like queen shit behavior of, yeah, I get that you're all emo boy about everything, but if you want to talk about it, talk about it.
Ate him up.
Honestly,
real bad.
Slay.
And Calathea's thing is that she hasn't been in a relationship before, and that her like mom, I guess, is really trying to like encourage her to be more independent and go out and do that. And so I guess her and Camille, I want to do this one because I was looking at like other people's favorites online, and I really want to do it with Camille and Calathea because it's a fake relationship.
Wow.
Trope.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite tropes.
And I love that. I love that trope.
Like whenever it's just
like, oh, I'll help you lie to your mom.
Yes.
And it's like,
that's so funny. Ooh. We love a fake dating moment. We love.
Okay. My favorites, like the pairings that I have are Noir and Mina, Felix and Sky, Amy and Gerard, Beepo and Camille, and then Wobbles and Calathea, and Apollo and Olin. And I feel like Gerard was just one of my favorites to play with overall because I liked him with like everybody. And it was really hard to narrow. I think I had him like talking to Amy a little bit, Noir.
He's a man about town.
He really is. He's just so charming. And he's actually like, he has a little warm heart underneath like his little emo boy exterior, as many of them do. And that was just what made him so charming. And then Wobbles because she's adorable, like super, super adorable. And then I think I really enjoyed Calathea and Apollo. I tried to get them together, but it was just kind of like meh. But like as individual characters, I'm like, oh, you're both so cute. Like you're just really adorable. And I really liked like Calathea and Wobbles relationship because I also had Wobbles with Nora for a while, but it felt like Calathea met Wobbles where she was a lot of the time, and they kind of like balanced each other, like grew together. And I really enjoyed that dynamic because I was like, I just need someone who's not going to be super annoyed by Wobbles and her whole thing, you know?
Yeah,
Wobbles has a lot going on.
She really does. And in the if you do pursue the relationship with Noir, like one of the things that you kind of uncover is that Wobbles like has this huge like crush on Noir, and Noir like knows that she has a crush on her and is just like waiting for her to admit it. And then she's like, oh yeah, I also have a huge crush on you. And so I thought that was really cute. Like,
so
like throughout this,
honestly cruel of Noir.
yeah, also fair, but like it's almost like it's kind of framed like she's trying to wait on her to like build her confidence and like be more direct. But yeah, they were really cute. I loved them. I also looked at like the top, like I'm looking at this article that's like the best like romance options, and they had, hold on, let me see, number 1 actually was Calathea and Camille. So that was like the number 1 as far as this article goes.
Everybody loves food dating.
Yes, very true. Give us more tropes.
But it makes sense too. I get the impulse to put the green characters together. You're like frog, chameleon, plant.
Yeah.
It gotta work. So
yeah. Sometimes the most obvious pairings though may not be the most like the ones that work out in the end. So but sometimes I would just try to see it through. And I now want to go back and do all the not obvious, like, or maybe less likely options too.
Well, and it also just feels like from what we've been talking about, I'm like, oh shit, like what I thought was obvious, like, so, you know, like other people have been like, oh, that one felt kind of mid, so I didn't follow it through, or like, whatever. And like everyone's impulse is like slightly different for which ones felt real first.
Yeah.
Which I'm using heavy air quotes on felt real first, because we literally know that every single option is real. Like every single one of these people could match with another person.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go through and do a run that's like nobody gets to be in love. Everyone is self-actualizing and moving out. Like,
ooh, I'm so curious what that would look like.
I wonder if anything happens. Like, I don't know.
Now
what if you go on no dates? Yeah.
No date run. Comma Ghostie. The love is gone. Just
This is so no longer date with us anymore. This is just with us. With us, right?
Ghostie with us.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, any other thoughts about characters or pairings that we were particularly excited or not excited about?
I think that's all of mine, except like I don't know if we're gonna talk about this next, but like the ending scene is a little interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I think that is how we should move into the next. So if you want to take us there, Kayla.
Well, so essentially everyone moves out and you get the opportunity to like fly around the house in your cute little ghost body. And all these different ghosts are in there and they're like commentating on like, it's almost like you were creating a reality TV show for the rest of these like ghosts. They're like, wow, that was so good. It felt very like, what's the movie? It's totally Truman Show almost, like a little bit. Yeah. And it was like, and I almost like kind of felt bad for the residents. Like they had no idea that everything was on display for all these people or all these ghosts. And so all the ghosts are like around and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, that was such a good, like, I love what you did there. Like, this is so tea. And then you go up to Ghostina and it's like, you know, the little pop-up says like, this is the epilogue. So if you move forward, you can't go back. And you get a photograph of you as alive, like being alive. And I guess you kind of look like a seal a little bit. Did you guys get that vibe?
Yeah.
And there's not like a ton of like explanation, but it's really, honestly, I like teared up a little bit because it's very like emotional. It's like it talks about how like you're saying goodbye to the manor and like these people and like your message of like being there for them. And like I think it was interesting because it was like, yeah, you can go back and do it again. And there also is an insinuation that Ghostina was like your matchmaker also, which is interesting. They don't really expand on that, but I thought that was kind of cool. A little bit of like, whoa, what if that's true? She doesn't like confirm or deny, but yeah. And then you get to write like a letter. It ends with like writing a letter to the manor. And then you hit credits. So yeah, what did you guys think about that?
Isn't the letter too like it works like the scam email game? Because I remember
which is fun.
getting so pissed because I'm like, my letter sounds so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'm like crying.
Me slowing it down to make my letter say what I want.
That's exactly what I did actually, and I forgot what I even made it say.
I don't either. I really did. I enjoyed the ending. I was glad that there was like an ending, that there was a moment of like, okay, that you did the thing.
Reflection.
Devastating in some ways of like, oh, I guess I'm done. What do you mean? Like, there's not another mansion for me to go do this with different, like, what? Is this not my afterlife? Like,
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it felt a little bit like this is me backwards engineering lore fan fiction brain on like instead of purgatory, like ghosts before they go to the afterlife to be with like their loved ones get to create more relationships for loved ones to have on Earth.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then, because you like see that photo of yourself, presumably, you know, you also had a loved one or a partner or whatever that Ghostina hooked you up with. And like, it's just very cute, this idea that it's like you actually have to help others before you get to go rest.
Yeah.
It did give me, I had the same impulse of like, oh, it feels like a penance or like kind of like a paying it backward, paying it forward type thing. And it makes me think of, what game would it have been? It was like an anime or something where they're like, these cut this because I'm just like I don't even want to go down this tangent anymore.
I love anime though. We can go.
It would have been so dark because the storyline.
Death Note.
Honestly, no, but I love Death Note. You know what? It feels like a more positive Death Note. That actually,
there's a Venn diagram for this. Love Ghostie and Death Note.
We want the Love Ghostie manga yesterday. That's all we're saying.
That's what I hear. That's what keeps coming up over and over again in this conversation.
I think the big question here: do we feel like our choices mattered? Right?
Yes. Well, like I do. No, I technically speaking, no, they don't, because either way you'll get the same ending. But like, yes, in the way that you do get different outcomes based on like it. Presumably, on my research, you do get different outcomes based on like what you do. But I would say in the overall scheme of things, no, probably. Because you still overall get the same ending. It truly like doesn't matter who you romance because everything can have a resolution. But yeah.
I wish, I don't know what I wish actually, because I do feel like the choices matter in the obvious way where you pair people together and those people that you chose, they are in fact together and the other ones aren't because you chose them. So it mattered.
Yeah.
But like, I still had that feeling of like a little bit of hollowness where I'm like, we mentioned the phrase low stakes, and I do think that's what I come back to, where I'm like, I maybe wanted like a little more, just a little bit more stakes.
Yeah, I would agree for sure.
But not a lot.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to like what we were saying about like, I guess because the focus is matchmaking, just like having like a end goal or like end stat or something that connected to like that higher level of abstraction. Like, yes, you have like the relationship successes, but I feel like there wasn't like and were you a decent matchmaker kind of thing at the end that would have like tied it all together. And I think there are ways to do it that still feel like it's not like Ghostie's gonna go get sent to the pits of hell for like doing a bad job or something. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, there's a place for that, I guess.
Maybe I wonder, like something that could be cool. Again, a future update idea or whatever. Like something that felt really satisfying in the aforementioned dispatch that we were talking about. Is like at the end of each of those episodes, you see percentages of what other players had chosen.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if even just like that type of a thing could make it feel a little bit more impactful of like, my Ghostie was different than other people's Ghostie in these ways.
Yeah.
Because that was like a big complaint that we had in our last episode about Kaiju, or 2 episodes ago about Kaiju Dating Simulator, was that it didn't feel like there were those options. And so being able to do that yeah, I don't know. Being able to know what other people have been up to and make some changes feels cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Success. What is it? Did we have fun?
Yes.
It's hard
Absolutely
to fail this
had
game.
fun. Yeah.
I had a
Very
lot of
hard to
fun.
fail.
I
But
would highly recommend it, honestly.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
a testament to the game that it's so fun despite being hard to fail. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like games that are like, and this game isn't that simple, but you know, like usually like the simpler, like chiller a game is, there's like a direct correlation with like, oh, I did that and that was that. But like I think it's really fascinating that it's kind of just like it's not really a sandbox. It's not, but it's not like, they like I'm going to flunk, but I'm still like running around and like making these matches. Or I guess not running around because there are pretty, strict parameters on what you can do. But
Floating about.
I'm floating about and it's still just so easy to get wrapped up in these relationships and how they're going. And it's really, really sweet. So I was I knew I was going to like it because it was just really cute to look at. But I was surprised at like how much fun I ended up having for what it is, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It does. And I fully agree.
Yeah. This felt like a sleeper hit for me. Like I went into it being like, okay, it's going to be cute. And then as I was playing it, the more things that were happening, the more I was like, wow, I'm like having a good time. I'm having fun. I want to play more of this and more of this. Whereas like sometimes games like this where there's like X number of endings and X number of things and this is how you can match these people and whatever can feel a little bit like, oh my God, like, am I really going to do this? Like, do I really want to? And they really set it up so that it feels much more like you can come back and visit these people and meet, like we said about Wobbles, meet them where they're at and like see what's going on. And it's nice to feel like you can do that in this world and still see something a little bit fresh, even so.
Something else I want to say too that I feel like it hits on different levels without being overwhelming in terms of what the gameplay is. Like it's like, oh, I can decorate, but I'm not like doing Animal Crossing levels of decorating. Like I'm not like freaking out about going and get like the right item out of thousands of items for like this themed room. It has a preset theme and it grows in this way, and there are like other little things that I can like sprinkle in there. I can like match make, but I'm just not, I can do a matching game or a matching puzzle, but it's like not all that I'm doing. So it like weaved in the like different types of gameplay that are within the game in a way that wasn't overwhelming, but also didn't feel unnatural. And I feel like it's really hard to do that without feeling not very balanced. Like I feel like even like Boyfriend Dungeon, a game we very, very much love, like we sometimes felt a little friction between like, okay, we're going to do the dungeon crawling and now we're going to like, talk to people and like do the visual novel part. And so it felt like every like little mini game like perfectly, like it had its own role and it kept it fresh enough through the different things that you cycled through.
Man, though, that Plinko one pissed me off sometimes.
It was really annoying to do. I'm not a Plinko fan either. Yeah.
It's like you're dropping them into other people's buckets to develop your relationships with them, but it's freaking Plinko, so you're missing all the buckets. And
I did not like that one, actually.
About Plinko. Yeah, I was like, maybe I don't actually unlock this very quickly in my next playthrough.
I stopped doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Plinko lovers, tell us what you love about Plinko. I'm trying to figure it out, but I have not yet.
That's funny.
I think it's rating time.
Ooh.
Here on the Date With Us podcast, we rate in a number of categories. We rate in spice, we rate in romance, and we rate as an homage to the No Small Girlies on a scale of ourselves. So if over the course of this episode you felt more aligned with one of us, then perhaps you might feel most aligned with one of our ratings. We sort of rate in that arbitrary sense of like who knows? We're just three girly pops here to tell you what we think. So take it with a grain of salt, and hopefully you'll learn something. So we typically go out of 10, and dealer's choice as to what those 10 objects might be for spice or romance. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say spice 0.
I agree.
Did we even get a smooch?
No.
No smooches.
No
It's an
smooching.
extremely family-friendly matchmaking game.
It is, unfortunately. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
There's a place for
right?
that.
Like,
but I would have loved to see a little wobbles into bar, a little smooch, you know?
like a little smooch, a little like something that increases the Twitter patient or the blush a little bit more for some of these romances, but
Yeah,
I
0.
get it. Romance?
This is tough because like I do feel like there's some really romantic like options, but I don't know. I feel like I need to hear what y'all think first. What do you think? Do y'all have a rating?
It's so wholesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy that the wholesomeness of the game, if a game is too wholesome, it breaks the date with us rating system, is what I'm learning today.
Yeah.
We're like, where are the cock and balls? Just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I would want that.
Okay.
But
these are animals, though.
I
like,
know.
think of what
I'm
you're asking for.
joking. But
Can
like,
you just like show me the red rocket?
no,
You
no,
can
no.
be cute
Absolutely
and freaky,
not.
you know? Like
Cute
it's
and freaky. Yes.
Yes. Wholesome.
I will
With and without the W. What?
I will say. Oh God.
I gotta go. Okay.
I like as like the one who's like more spice. I actually did enjoy playing like a no spice game. I was just like,
We need a
oh,
break.
this is refreshing. I was just chilling. It was like it's like having a glass of super cold water when you come inside. That's what it felt like. I was just like, I feel hydrated. I feel good.
So what number would you give that romance?
Uh,
Romance wise.
I was still okay. I'm thinking like I want to give it like a 5 or a 6, which I feel probably feels high to some. But
No, I mean everything about the game is romance.
Yeah.
It's just different genres of it.
It's focused on the relationships and like so I feel like a 5 feels right to me, having not rated anything on your show before, but but just in general, like romance vibes, like yeah, because that is like the primary focus sort of the game. Obviously, like we talked about how a lot of it is like self-reflection too, but I think it's kind of like in the middle in my mind.
Yeah. I want to be generous and push for like 5.5, 6, but I get being kind of at a 5 of like, yep, that's what it is. And I'm like, literally the game is called Love Ghostie. It's like clearly all about love and like gift. I think as someone whose love language includes gift giving, I do feel that spoke to me directly in a way that maybe wouldn't necessarily always make people feel like that's romance so much as like, it's just
nice. No, I feel comfortable with the 6 because I'm just like, it's so cute. I just feel like I think
it's the cuteness extra point. 1 extra point for cutie.
Well, I think like, something to say about it too is like we do see, because it's matchmaking, we do only see, it's not like we get like the full romance story in a way that we would probably, hold on, I hit my mic. Okay. Yeah, because it's matchmaking, it's not like we get the full romance story in the way that we would get in like a lot of the other games that I think we've been playing too, where it's just like there's like this peak and there's this emotion they have to fight through. There's not like a lot of room for that in the way that the story is set up. So I think it makes sense to feel like something's a little bit not missing, but it's just like, oh, this is like a particular segment of the development of a romance that we are getting to enjoy. So yeah, I feel like for that It's not really like incomplete, but more just like for what we're seeing. It's a 6 of all of that. Yeah.
That's a really good note. That it's like it feels different because it's matchmaking.
Yeah.
Overall ratings.
This is hard.
I think for Claire, this is like maybe a 6.5, 7. Claire's. I think like it's got a lot of what I want. It's better than average in the sense that like it surprised me. I did want to come back. I did want to reload into it. Like I did want to try that new game plus. There's so like I feel like it's a different enough and unique enough game that will have me like thinking about it and talking about it. So I kind of like bump it up in that direction for me a little bit as well. But like, is it my favorite game that I've played all year? Like, no, but I did really enjoy it and I really love the characters. And I do think there's like, it is absolutely worth playing. Maybe 7. Yeah.
I agree. I feel like it's like an easy 7 for me just because I think about it too. Like, you know, like Boyfriend Dungeon is like our game where it's just like, you have to play it. You have to play it. You have to play it. But like this game, I'm like, oh, I think you need to be like predisposed to like really cute character design.
Yeah.
Really like really chill, cozy game. Like you need to be predisposed to a few things before I would recommend this to you. But me personally, like it was just really fun. It was really cute. It's an easy way to spend a few afternoons or evenings. Or like 2, like we don't always talk about like our games menu of like things we're playing and then switching off of. But this is like a good palate cleanse to have on your games menu too. So yeah, I feel I like this as a 7. This is definitely like a 7 out of 10 Kanisha game, I think. Yeah.
I am inclined to agree because I do think I probably would say for me it's a 6.5 if we're getting granular, but I think I would probably round up for a cuteness level just because like I also like I do because I love indie games so much, like I am inclined to give like this dev's like first game especially like a bit of grace. Yeah. And like
it's just crazy.
This is a crazy
it is.
That blows my mind.
It is. Yeah.
It's really well made.
It's very well made and like I can see like so much potential for what they can do next also. So yeah, I think I've already talked myself into a 7 and I do think that like there's things to be desired, of course, that we've talked about and like some things I would have liked to see. But one thing that Kanisha said like earlier was like, it's definitely a testament to this game. The fact that like there are some things like quote missing or like wants that we have, but it says a lot about the game that we're still able to talk about it so fondly, even despite that. So yeah, this is a 7 out of 10 Kayla game for sure. Wow. Look at us all agreeing. Wow.
Wow.
I love harmony.
What are we leaving behind in this game? What are we giving Love Ghostie to call us back or to remember us by? I'm thinking about like what little gift object for me. I think this is manifesting as like what little gift object could I leave in the mansion? Because we barely touched on the specifics, but like there is a wild amount of stuff that you could find in this mansion, ranging from like a D20 dice to like a fancy tea set, both goth and non-goth version, to like a lumpy toy of yourself, to like it's just everything.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
I think I'm leaving my like. I don't know. I was going to say I'm leaving my number 1 dad beanie to get like gifted to someone because I just think that's like a really funny gift that I've received that would be funny to give someone in that like developing a relationship phase is funny.
I kind of want to leave like a book for Beepo, like specifically because like Beepo loved to learn so much. I'm like, maybe I should leave like a smut book for Beepo so that like he could like, you know, maybe let's introduce some like spice into the mix, you know?
I love that.
So I think I'm going to leave behind, what book do I want to leave? I feel pressured. I mean, just because you mentioned my ACOTAR books earlier, like maybe I just leave the whole set for Beepo. to read. You know, that's a big deal for me. I don't know if I can. I'll buy an extra copy and leave it there. Yeah. How about that?
Get Beepo a Kindle.
Yes. Oh, and Kindle Unlimited. Like, we'll really. I love that.
Beepo's got it all going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is so hard. What would I leave? I think I would leave like a little DVD player. I love VHS tapes. I think that would be really cute. And I feel like that's my favorite quality time activity, is like watching something and just like talking over it. And so yeah, that's what I would want to be gifted by someone via Ghostie.
Okay.
Good. All right. Well, Kayla, thank you so much for coming. Is there anything, again, here at the end you'd like to share where folks can find you? Or what you're up to?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, at the time this is coming out, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing, to be honest. But you can find me at JK Games Podcast on all platforms. You can find me at dropinDropout as well.com. That'll give you all the links, dropinDropoutpod.com, to all of my things. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for having me. Yay. Very happy to be here. It was so much fun.
For coming. And next episode, we will be talking about the game Nova Hearts with Kiwi Evergreen. But in the meantime,
let's do this again sometime.
I feel like a robot. Date With Us is produced and co-hosted by Claire and Kanisha.
Claire does the editing, and the intro music Glimmer was composed for the show by Jason Duran.
Find us on Instagram and Blue Sky as Date With Us Podcast.
And don't forget to share, rate, or review the show.
Tell your crush about us.
We dare you!